Beyond the barren desert of Mondstadt and across the vast green plains of Dragonspine lies Tevat's equivalent of the Mariana Trench, and it's the last frontier between us and Inazuma without doing the quest. This is the land beneath the waves, and a look at everything I employed to cross this gap. First up, the obvious. Just walk across it, right?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
We can't walk on it, as the floor is a teleport barrier. It's also far too large to glide across, even with the immense height advantage we have. Furthermore, there doesn't appear to be any cliffs on the other side, save for this one in the east. Can't walk on it, can't fly over it, and even said cliff is too far away to glide to. So, what can we do? Well, play the most intense game of the floor is lava. With the GeoTraveler, we can create these stepping stones to navigate the trench. It's a long and tedious process, but it works. The terrain out here gets strange, and multicolored lines make up the textures to the east. Everything appears to be going well, until it starts storming beneath the ocean, lightning and all. With one unfortunate hit, it's back to square one. Yet another hurdle has presented itself in the form of a truly violent storm with homing capabilities. Klee's not too concerned about this, but we need to find a way to deal with it nonetheless. 100% shield uptime should do the trick, though Noelle can't do this alone, so let's bring Xinyan aboard. Okay, her shield is way too weak for this at her current level. Let's grab some Everflame seeds and level her up a bit. The Pyroregis finds Skybox change follows us. This gave me an idea. Perhaps there would be no more storm to deal with, because the Skybox changes brought upon by boss encounters dispel rain. It was wishful thinking. While this change persists for a very long time, it does go away once we get close to the cliffs. Still, it's neat, and I pulled some of the other Skybox changes to see what would happen. Bosses within domains like Dvalin don't work, and neither does Andreas, but the others do. Oceanid's a personal favorite, but I digress. Tanking the storm as we continue on, we make it to the cliff where yet a new problem is presented: climbing. With bolts of lightning firing off at every second and no access to shields while climbing, it's a monumental task, right? Well, remember Klee walking unfazed through that lightning? That wasn't luck. It turns out that lightning cannot strike outside your viewport, or line of sight. Since the camera was reversed there, it couldn't target anywhere in front of Klee. With this in mind, if we switch to keyboard and mouse and zoom way in on the character, we can effectively neutralize the storm while climbing and make it all the way to the top with ease. Even stopping for 5 minutes to wait out the stamina food timer is rather safe. The top of the cliff is surprisingly close to the top of the water, and we can be whisked to the surface if we go any higher. This, however, is where the adventure ends. I don't believe it is possible to reach Inazuma without doing the quest. It may look like we have free reign to continue onward up here, and perhaps even slip under the pesky teleport barrier that encircles Inazuma. That, unfortunately, is not the case, because it's not a teleport barrier, it's a fog flag. Fog was introduced in the Golden Apple Archipelago. If you traveled into it, an icon was set on your screen and you'd see a vignette. The same thing is being used to lock up Inazuma. Whereas a teleport barrier simply teleports you when you touch it, a fog flag is far more restrictive. Once set, if you do anything except move in the direction from whence you came, you are teleported away after a few short seconds. It's because of this that it's just not possible to reach Inazuma. Maybe somewhere in this long stretch of land, there is a hole in the fog that can be punched through. But because this cliff is the only real way to reach the other side of the trench, that makes any such find meaningless unless it's in the vicinity of the cliff. I'm signing off this quest before it turns into Dragonspine 2.0 for me. Though I did eventually crack Dragonspine after a few months, I would very much like to get to exploring Inazuma right now. Anyways, did you try to make it to Inazuma without doing the quest? If so, would love to hear your story in the comments. I'll be tackling other Inazuma things in the very near future, so if you're looking for more out of bounds or strange finds, do consider subscribing. This is Musashi, signing off. Till next time.
I got lucky that time. I'll be fine.